listening to Chop Talk by the fan, for the fan.
Oh man, dude, our intro just fires me up every time. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, episode 3, Chop Talk by the fan, for your fan. I'm your host, Ethan.
And I'm Bailey.
And let's just get right to it, man. We finally won a freaking series.
That is very big. First one of the year.
Oh man, taking the Phillies 2-1. Could have been a sweep, but, you know, hey, stuff happens. We're okay with the series win.
That's right.
That's just, man, let's go ahead and get right into game 1. But, so game 1, start here. Let's just go ahead and start with the final stat lines batting. Go ahead, baby.
All right. Well, for game 1, Braves produced 7 runs on 11 hits, going 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position and 9 total stranded. You know, I mean, give or take, I'll take that for the most part. Would like to see our amount of hits with runners in scoring position go up a little bit, but at the same time, the hits we did get were very big hits. I mean, you're still producing 7 runs.
Hold on, I'm going to stop you right there. Let's talk about a big hit. Sean Murphy, baby. First game back, first plate appearance back, first hit back. 3-run shot off Zach Wheeler. My guy.
Yeah, I think I scratched my head on my ceiling when I jumped up off the couch watching that one. That was pretty big, not only for him, but for the team and for the fan base and also the organization as a whole. And not to mention, he had the big 3-run homer, but he also had a hit later in the game that also scored a run. So, I mean, 2 of the 3 hits we got with runners in scoring position came from Sean Murphy. So, I think it was a big confidence boost for him, you know, coming back. I mean, he's obviously a great player, but it was great to see him kind of just step right in there and look like he didn't even miss a beat.
I mean, first game back, 4 RBIs. What more can you ask from a guy?
Yeah, there was at one time during the game I had to go double check, but I thought he was leading the team in RBIs just after those 2 hits.
He was only 1 RBI shy of our leaders at the time, which I believe at the time of that game was Olsen, Albies, and Ozuna all tied with 5 RBIs on the season. And this is this man's first game back. Oh, it was good to see him behind the plate again. And, you know, we've given Drake Baldwin a lot of props.
We have.
Over our series here, and you know, hey, we both kind of had the same opinion. Sean Murphy's got to come back and really produce if he wants to keep, you know, stay behind the plate. And hey, look, he did it. He shut us up. Sean Murphy, welcome back to Braves, baby.
Oh yeah, that was good to see. Going on the other side of the ball, on the mound for the Braves, we had Chris Sale in game 1 in the series. He went 4 2/3 innings, giving up 9 hits, striking out 5, and giving up 5 runs total. And the good thing about that, though, is once Sale came out of the game, now he did battle. I think it, you know, just wasn't his night where he was really dominating on that Cy Young level that we saw him at last year. But at the same time, you get, close to 30 starts a year. You're not going to have your stuff every single night. But I thought he did a good job of keeping us in the game. But even when he came out of the game, the entire bullpen just absolutely shut the Phillies out. I mean, giving up no runs, no hits, only 3 walks. Hernandez credited with the win, and Iglesias gets his first save of the season. I mean, that's big, especially against your divisional rival.
And that's where I love having that veteran presence in the clubhouse is because you go back and you watch his post-game interview. That man basically said, look, I didn't have it tonight, and I put us in a bad spot, but the rest of my team, and especially those guys out of that bullpen, saved my tail.
That's right.
And they kept us in this game, and we came out with the victory.
That's right.
And that's where that veteran leadership that we've talked about a lot came into play. You know, you didn't have your good stuff, but the guys, they came out and they held. Mm-hmm. And they did what they needed to do.
That's right. That's right. And talk about the bullpen being clutch. Let's talk about Austin Riley being clutch.
Our guy finally back to the Riley we
finally
know.
Brought that bat alive. I mean, we know he started the season in a little bit of a slump. He got a big clutch hit, the go ahead RBI double. That was great to see. He looked a lot more comfortable at the plate this series. His swings are looking better, and yes, we all love home runs. We all love seeing him turn on a ball and put it in the Hank Aaron Terrace out there. in left field. But what I really love seeing from Austin Riley is staying on a pitch on the outer third of the plate and driving it in the right center field gap. One hop on the wall, driving runs in. That's what I love to see from Austin Riley and not pulling off the ball. So, I mean, he looked a lot better in this series, and I think he's just going to keep grinding. He's going to get even better as the season goes on.
And like you said, what you love to see from him, he did the Riley special.
Mm-hmm.
He took that sweeper and he put it out of third, right field gap, go ahead RBI. We texted each other slump buster. God, it was.
That's right. That's right. And another one that was seeing the ball well the other night was Jared Kelnick.
Oh, man. He has been a absolute eagle eye at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, he's not. He's not starting off the season batting in the 400s or 500s or whatever like some people do. They break out on opening day and they just go on a tear for the first couple weeks. But the other night, I mean, he went 1 for 1 with a hit and 3 walks. To me, a walk is just as good as a hit because the name of the game is getting on base and scoring runs.
Can't score runs if you don't get on base.
That's right. I don't care if it's an error, a bloop hit, a line shot, home run, whatever. If you're getting on base, then you're putting your team in a position to score runs, keep you in the game, or even win the game.
And especially with the speed that he has.
Yes.
Him being on first, there's a good chance a gapper he's going to score.
Yes. I mean, he's an absolute athlete. He made a great catch in game 1 of the series the other night. Just showing off his athleticism. He can play any of the 3 spots in the outfield. He's a good tool to have. So it was fun to watch him the other night.
And he's really coming to show that he wants to be in that outfield when Acuna comes back.
Yes.
He wants his opportunity to say, hey, I can help the team. I'm the guy. I'm the third outfielder when Acuna comes back.
That's right.
And
that's right.
The other guy battling for that position, Brian De La Cruz, he's been having him a little streak here lately.
Mm-hmm.
He's been, ever since the Marlins series, he's been hitting the ball very well.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, it was good to see the Braves take game 1 of the series, like we've talked about before with the Braves getting off to a slow start. The only thing you got to keep in your mind is just win the series. Win this series, win the next series. Don't get caught up in trying to go on a 20-game win streak and try to break a record, but just try to win the series, and you're just going to keep increasing that win total, and you're eventually going to get back to 500 baseball, and then if you keep going, then you're back in the hunt to take over the lead in the division.
And they really showed that game 1. All 9 starters in the lineup had a hit game 1.
Every single one of them. I mean, spreading the offense around, no one guy carrying all the weight, but everybody contributing. That's what it's about. It's about the team doing well. It's about everybody pulling their own weight, and that just helps the team. I mean, in all types of aspects of the game.
And played the small ball and the situational hitting well.
Yep.
Michael Harris had that big sac fly to tie the game up.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's you can't ask for anything more. I mean, every time a guy steps up to the plate, he has a job to do. Whether he's leading off the inning and his job is to get on base, or whether he gets on base and his job is to steal a base, whether they're in the box and their job is to drive in a run or lay down a sac bunt. Everybody has a job to do, and this series we really saw that, and it showed. I mean, we won 2 out of 3, so I mean, I'll definitely take that any day of the week.
For sure. Anything else you want to add on game 1?
Other than rubbing it in a couple Phillies fans' faces, then not really. I think we've about covered it.
Well, then let's switch over to game 2 here, and let's start this one off with the trade that happened between game 1 and game 2.
Yes.
Rafael Montero.
That's right. He's. I think it's a good trade. It's a good gamble to take on relief pitchers opposed to a starting pitcher. I believe relief guys, they don't have to feel as much pressure. They don't have one game a week where it's their time to do exactly what they're supposed to do. They can kind of be a captain even when they're not on the mound, whether they get 2 or 3 appearances a week or whatever. But I think it's a good trade. He's a 4.70 ERA in his career, 22 wins, 28 losses with 30 saves. He's, 34 years old?
I believe so.
I believe that's right.
I will get that for you right
he's
now.
He's in his mid-30s, I know. But last night in Game 3 of the series, he ended up making his Braves debut. And in the lone inning, he pitched, he struck out 2, and walked 1, giving up no hits and no runs. So, I mean, you can't ask for much better. I mean, that's great. I mean, for him to come in there new uniform, new stadium, new fan base, new team. It was great to see that. But back to game 2, Grant Holmes, who made his debut last year at the Major League level, I thought he battled very, very well.
Oh, man.
All night long. I mean, the only thing that I will say is he got into a lot of full counts with the Phillies batters, but at the same time, that's a World Series contending lineup. So you have to expect, Schwarber, Harper, Castellanos, Trey Turner, Alec Bohm, Bryson Star. I mean, that's a great lineup. So you have to expect them to put up a fight. But
like you said, he worked into a lot of full counts, but when it mattered most, that man threw the big pitch.
That's right.
And he got him out.
That's right. I mean, he only allowed 3 hits, gave up 4 walks in the 4 innings he pitched, but he tallied 6 Ks. 4 of those coming in the first 2 innings.
I mean, through 2 innings, he was already at 40 pitches. I mean, you were talking about it while the game was going on. How far we'd like to see him go with his pitch count getting up.
Yep.
And for what he did and what he was working with, all those full counts, and the Phillies, I got to give props to him. They battled up there against him.
Yes.
But most of the battles, he ended up winning.
That's right. I mean, he kept the offense at bay. We've been bragging on our bullpen, and I think they've done a phenomenal job, and I still think they're doing a phenomenal job.
And they still are. They just had their one hiccup game.
Yeah, and I would even be willing to say that it's borderline hiccup because in the 5 innings that they were called to come in and try to pull that one out, they only gave up 6 hits. That's just barely over 1 hit per inning, and only gave up 1 walk. So it's not like they gave up a lot of base runners. They gave up all 4 runs. So, I mean, that's the one game that I really think that they haven't been just almost perfect in. Offense collected 10 hits and 5 walks. So, we got on base all game long. We were only 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and we left 12 men on base. That's kind of heartbreaking whenever you go back to look at that on a game that was literally decided by 3 pitches.
Yeah.
The Bryce Harper home run, the Trey Turner home run, and the Austin Riley home run that momentarily tied the game up.
Yes.
I mean, that's baseball. That's 3 great hitters. That's 3 guys that are all probably going to be Hall of Famers at the end of their careers. I mean, that's what it is. That's 3 great athletes going up against each other, and they just got one big hit more than we did. So
That's all it come down to.
That was
game
really
2.
the deciding factor in game 2. But overall, I was content with Holmes' performance. His stuff was working. I feel like his fastball was missing up right much, but at the same time, he's just got to get that arm in shape. I mean, we're still early in the year. I think he's going to be very good as the further we get into the season. All speed was working very well. So, I mean, I'm content with the way he pitched and the way he battled. He didn't roll over and, only get through 2 innings, which would have put a lot of stress on the bullpen. He gave it everything he had, went as far as he could, and then he just turned it over.
I agree. And for the first time, we had basically the same lineup since the season began. And that's something we talked about prior. I was happy with it. Obviously, the end result wasn't what we wanted. But it started to show because we're scoring more runs than our average leading into this series, which was 2 runs a game.
Yep.
And, I want to go back to something that happened in the 8th inning. I believe it was De La Cruz got on and we pinch ran for him.
Mm-hmm. And it was Eli White, right?
Yes, and Eli White ran for him. And we bunted. Jared Kelenic. I was not a fan of that call. Because as well, he walked 3 games before, or walked 3 times in the game before and had a hit. And yes, in that night, he hadn't been really producing, but he had just walked the at-bat before. I would have liked to have seen that man either get his opportunity to see if he could battle and maybe draw another walk.
Right.
Or have Eli White in motion and trying to steal.
Yeah.
Because it shows for what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit a bad bunt. It is what it is. But Eli White got out at second. And now that momentum we had, no outs, runner on first.
Yeah.
Now it's 1 out, runner on first. And basically, you gave him a free out for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you pitch run for a guy and you put a guy that's got speed on the bases, there's a little bit of momentum in the back of your mind because that shows that you have the confidence in that player with the speed to do his job. Like I was saying earlier, everybody's got a job, and his job at that time was to use his speed to be that run that we needed. And like you just said, when that bunt happened and he gets thrown out, that kind of kills that momentum that you already had in the back of your mind whenever you pinch ran for him. I mean, but it happens, and I'm right there with you. I'm a very aggressive-minded, person when it comes to base running. So I agree. I would have liked to see Eli White in motion, and then if he gets in scoring position, then still bunt him over to third. I'd been okay with that. Then you've got a guy 90 feet from scoring. But they took a chance on Kelnick Button, and it didn't go our way. Sometimes it just comes off the bat wrong, and it is what it is.
And if the bunt would have worked, we'd be having a different conversation, and that's just the name of the game.
That's right.
And how we view things.
That's right.
But again, with the speed we're putting on the base, I just really think that we should have tried to steal him, or at least let Kelnick battle.
Yeah.
Because with Eli White's speed, a base hit could have scored him.
Yeah.
Yes, up until that point, Kelnick was 0 for 2 with a walk on the night. So I understand why you're going for the bunt. You're trying to play the numbers game.
Right.
But it didn't work out for us, and it shows. And then something I want to talk about, me and you kind of talked about, the bat flip on the walk.
I'm not even going to try to be transparent on that. I'm not a flashy person. I don't really care for it. I don't really particularly like it when people hit home runs unless it's a big moment or something. But and I think everybody that's listening knows what at bat we're talking about if they were watching the game. But when you're batting, what is it, 218, 213?
188.
188.
Hold on. That was game. Let me go back.
Just
to the
above.
game.
It was just above 200 at the time, but Orlando Arcia bat flipping on that walk, I didn't really care for that. I understand it was a pretty intense moment. It was a great at bat, and he felt pumped up that he had done his job, like we've been talking about so far this episode, to just get on base. But come on, just drop your bat and go to first.
Yeah. And it's not like he's been really producing or anything, his approach, and I think that's personally why I don't think Snitker liked it either. And I think that's why he pulled him Game 3 and put Nick Allen in.
It could have been.
It's just, it didn't sit well with me, what happened in that. But, he did it in Game 1, and then he didn't really do much. He had 2 hits Game 2, but he also had the leadoff error.
Yep.
And, yes, they scored it as a hit. But let's be honest here. Anybody that's ever watched baseball, that's an error.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that was one of those that really could have gone either way. But I think he is a good enough shortstop. He could have made that play, and we expect him to make that play because he has made some really great plays over the years.
He's got
in a
the
Braves
speed
uniform.
too. It's not like he don't have range. He has range.
Oh yeah,
he's fast.
Yeah. But that's part of it though. You're not going to make every play. So we're not going to sit here and talk all night about what he could have done on that play or whatever. Whether you're playing at the Little League level or the Major League level, or, whatever, you're going to make errors. It's going to happen. And I promise you, the error he made the other night that we're calling an error is not the last one he's going to make. He's human. He's just like the rest of us.
There's never been a player that's played the game of baseball long that's not made an error.
That's right.
It's going to happen.
That's right.
It is what it is. But on top of no production at the plate and then the bat flip, it's easy to harp on a guy, and I know we do a lot. We're transparent people. We're giving you our honest thoughts.
Yeah.
And we personally like Nick Allen better. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's roll on to Game 3 with our guy, Nick Allen, and our bullpen back to doing what our bullpen does. Let's go ahead and lead it off with Swelly.
Oh man, that was big, and I say that lightly because he's been nothing but big so far this year. Like I mentioned earlier, last night he went up against a lineup that is very, very capable of winning the World Series this year. And I mean, in Harper, Schwarber, Turner, I mean, everybody knows who we're talking about within the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, to post 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts,
And 1 earned run.
and only 1 earned run.
Which
I mean, he gave up the base runners. I mean, let's be honest, like we've said multiple times so far this episode, he gave up the base runners because that is a very good lineup. I mean, he gave up 9 base runners and only struck out 5.
Right.
So they were putting the ball in play, but he did what he's been doing so far this year.
And he made Castellanos just look terrible up there with that slider. I mean, striking him out, bases loaded. Oh, that was huge.
That was very big.
And, I mean, the 1 run he did give up brought his ERA up to a staggering .45.
Yeah.
So, hey, you keep doing what you're doing, Schwellenbach, and we will keep cheering you on all
Absolutely.
season, buddy.
All season long. When you're pitching as well as he has, that 1 run you give up every now and then, I'm just going to go on about my way. I'm not even going to say anything about it. Bullpen, just like you said, did a phenomenal job last night. They only allowed 1 run, and might I add, that 1 run was in the extra innings on the international tiebreaker rule. So if we're playing real baseball like we were, however long, what's it been, 3-4 years since they implemented that rule?
Yes, I believe so.
So I feel like I'm watching a 10U travel ball game on a Saturday afternoon when they do that crap. I'm not a fan of it. I just think it's not true baseball. These guys are getting paid millions of dollars. It's not making the game go any quicker. I mean, some games it might, but I just don't think you really earn the win that way.
Yeah.
I don't really care for it. But anyways, the 1 run the bullpen did give up was that 1 run in extra innings with the runner starting on second base at the beginning of the inning.
And he got walked in. I mean,
Yeah.
it happens. It was walked in. So
That's right.
no hits were given up, though. Not
Yep.
a single hit was given up.
Yep. I mean, they gave up a few base runners, but they're not giving up hits. So I mean, they're pitching very, very well, and I mean, I feel like the pitching staff has absolutely just. I mean, they're working their tail off. I mean, the team's ERA as of last night dropped below 4.
Yeah.
So we're not only is the pitching staff continuing to pitch well, but they're continuing to pitch better because everything's going down. The amount of base runners are giving up and everything is going down. So they're doing a great job.
I think the bullpen saw what every Braves fan thought going into the season. What are we doing with our pitching staff? We're bringing nobody. I think they took that to heart and said, hey, let me show you what we're going to do.
And it hasn't been just one guy that we've called in every other night to come in and be a mid reliever and throw 2-3 innings on a nightly basis. I mean, it's every single one of them is contributing.
And, I mean, most of them are going out there like last night, Schwellenbach 6 innings, and the rest of them, each guy that came in threw 1 inning.
Yep.
And that's all. But they gave us everything we needed for that 1 inning, and we went to the next guy, and he did what he needed to do.
That's right. And, when you've got good pitching, you just got to get those 1 or 2 runs to really kind of drive you forward in that game to put you above your opponent. Offense got 9 total hits last night and 36 at bats. I mean, that's hitting the ball. So, I mean, the bats are definitely coming alive. We went 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position, with Ozuna leading the charge with 3 hits. So I think he's carrying over what he done last year, and he's seeing the ball very well, leading the MLB with walks.
Oh, we were talking about it earlier, and I will pull that up for you. But I want to talk about that trade acquisition, Rafael Montero.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've been talking about momentum a lot, and I think that Snicker showed, and Brian Cranon showed a lot of trust in Rafael Montero, putting him in for his first relief appearance in a Braves uniform in the 10th inning to start off extra innings.
Well, that just goes to show you that they already knew what kind of pitcher he was. I mean, he hasn't been with the Braves prior to now, but they do know of him. They know what he's capable of. So, I mean, I think that did nothing but boost his confidence coming to a new team because now he's saying, okay, if they're putting me in this high-stress situation, then that means they trusted me, so now I can trust in my teammates to do the job behind me.
And he did it. He came in there, and we touched on it a little earlier, but, we're going to repeat it again because I think it's worth repeating. Montero, he went out there through 1 inning, 2 Ks, 1 base on balls, no hits, no runs allowed.
That's right.
I mean, you can't ask for no more out of a guy that just got brought to a new team.
I mean, the only thing you can criticize is the 1 walk. But like we've just already said multiple times this episode is nobody's perfect. You're going to give up base runners. You're going to make errors. You're going to strike out. That's baseball. So
Right.
I was very, very pleased with the 1 inning he did pitch.
But let's go back to Ozuna now. I was trying to pull up stats that you talked about right before. 28.3 base on ball percentage compared to a 26.4 K rate.
Mm-hmm.
That is nowhere near the normal for Ozuna.
No.
He is really, and I'll tell you, I think we've got a new hitting coach this year.
Mm-hmm.
The new hitting coach has been great, and he has really, really helped this team, be a lot less aggressive. Michael Harris, Ozuna, look at Kelnick with all the walks he's getting. I think he has done a great job with teaching the guys to be patient at the plate and to battle harder because we're getting a lot deeper into counts. Ozuna is nowhere near chasing like he used to.
Yep.
And I think he has done I personally believe that is kind of what has led into the bats not being as hot because we do have a new batting coach, and I think he's kind of changed the approach of how the Braves approach the game.
Yeah.
And that's not normal for the Braves.
Yeah.
So I think that has led into the slow start, but it's starting to pay off.
Yeah, I mean, the Braves bringing in Tim Hires in October of last year as their new hitting coach, I think, has been very beneficial so far. Even though the first week and a half of the season we weren't really seeing it, but that a lot of that could have been how some of the players' approaches at the plate that might have been related to their adjustment. I mean, he's somebody that emphasizes on planning and swing decisions and how you work in the batter's box. I mean, there's a reason in baseball why you get 3 strikes per at bat. You don't have to go up there and swing at the first pitch you see. You're going up there and the first pitch you see, you're wanting it to be your pitch.
Oh, yeah.
If it's not your pitch, you ain't got to swing at it. And I think that's something that he kind of harps on, and I think we're starting to kind of see that.
Yeah.
I think the struggle at the first couple series of the season was just a little bit of adjustment for them. But I think we're going to see some really good things from him and from the Braves offense this year.
And I hate to give any Phillies player their flowers. But as you were talking about, seeing a pitch, Bryson Stott has a 3% first pitch swing rate.
Yep.
I mean, the guy says basically, hey, I'm going to make you throw me a strike for me to take this bat off my shoulder.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Like I said, I hate giving them their flowers, but I got to give the guy their flowers.
Well, and that's something you have to give Bryson Stott props on is if he's only swinging at 3% of the first pitches he sees, he's either very selective of the first pitch he sees or he's so confident in himself to take the first pitch strike and then still be able to do his job and get on base or drive in a run.
He's just that comfortable battling with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
He says, hey, I'm going to give you a free strike if you want it, but you're going to have to strike me out.
That's right.
And like I said, I hate giving flowers, but you got to give it to where they're due.
Let's give somebody else flowers. Let's give Austin Riley some more props
Yes.
from this previous series. He looks to be finding his groove, the groove that we love, the hitter we love. He went 6 for 14 in the series against the Phillies with 3 doubles and a home run. So that's 4 extra base hits out of the 6.
And 2 of those, the 1 home run and 1 double, both. One was the go-ahead RBI, and one was a game-tying home run.
Yep.
He came in big in big moments this series.
Yep.
So not only is he finding his groove, but he was clutch.
Yep.
And I mean, on the field, that line drive snag he had. Oh, big.
Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, he just looks to be a little more comfortable in the box. I mean, just finding his groove to get the gear going. We're kind of worried there for a minute, but that's baseball. You're not always going to come out and start hitting 300 every single season. You've got to find that groove, and you've got to get comfortable in the box. You've got to see the pitches, and that's why baseball is the hardest game to play. Maybe other than golf.
Yeah. Speaking of that groove, there was a call made going into Game 3 that I was personally not a fan of. Taking Michael Harris and putting him in the 8 spot. That, to me, the dude has been a leadoff batter. I mean, he's been the best of the best you could ask.
Yep.
In his last 25 games going into Game 2, he had an average of 336, a 997 OPS, 22 runs, and a strikeout rate of 12% leading off. I understand you got a lefty pitcher, so you want a lefty leadoff. You're trying to work that. But I think that's why Harris went 0 for 3. He was out of his groove. Because he's been used to leading off, being that guy.
Yep.
I mean, he has lowered his strikeout rate to 12% when his career average is 21%. A 9% drop-off strikeout rate is big.
I mean, that's almost taking away half of your strikeouts.
Yeah.
I mean, you go from 21% to 12.
You've cut it in half almost.
Just about. I mean, so I think he's been a great leadoff hitter. And that kind of comes to something I was thinking about at the beginning of the year. I know Ronald Acuna has been a leadoff hitter for the majority of his career. But I really believe, even with his speed and with his ability to hit for average, I really think he's an RBI guy. He hits the ball so hard. I'd really like to see Acuna in the 3 spot once he comes back and once he's healthy and once he's shown everybody that he's still hitting at the level that we're used to. Personally, I'd love to see Harris continue leading off and see Acuna drop down to the 3 spot. Because, I mean, yes, Acuna's a threat in the leadoff spot because he's leading off the game and he's already in scoring position. But imagine how many more RBIs he would get batting third with your 1 and 2 guys getting on base a good bit, opposed to batting first, and now he's dependent on the bottom of the lineup to get on base for him to drive in runs. So, I mean, that's something we've talked about before as far as all the lineup options that Snit has got. And I think that's one of them, man. We might see that some, we may not, but I think it'd be a very good idea and something that can be very beneficial for the lineup.
I agree with that, and probably what we'll see is depends on the pitcher. If we got a righty pitcher, it'll probably be Harris leading off. If we got a lefty pitcher, it'll probably be Acuna leading off.
Yep.
And that's probably what we'll see moving forward.
And Snit's not afraid to move the lineup. I mean, we've seen it for the many years he's been a part of the organization. He's not afraid to jump a couple guys around dependent on the pitching matchup. So I think you're right. I think he's going to mix it up a little bit because the name of the game is to win the game you're playing that day.
Yes.
So he's going to put the best lineup on the field in the positions in the lineup that he believes is going to give us the best opportunity to get a win that day. So I think you're right. I think we're going to see a lot of different lineups this year.
And especially with the situation we're in right now, being 3-8, we definitely got to worry about 3-9. Correct. 3-9.
I didn't want to correct you, but I had to.
Yes, correct me. That I needed to be corrected on that. But anyways, crap. Where was I going with that? Sorry. We need to worry about each game. Yep. We can't be looking for, because we don't have a 5-game lead like the Phillies do on us right now.
Right.
We can't afford to drop a game. We got to look at every single game. So, yes, if you got to mix up the lineup because every game matters for us right now.
Yep.
Every game matters.
Yep.
And, the guy that matters, Sean Murphy. Let's talk about his just whole series as a whole, what he did behind the plate. Or not behind the plate, at the plate.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously we know he's going to do his thing behind the plate. He's a great catcher defensively, but offensively he come in the box and just absolutely mashed the ball this series. 3 for 11. That's hitting around the 270 mark. A home run, 4 RBIs. He had a hit by pitch and a walk. So in all 13 plate appearances, he got on 5 times. I mean, that's 380, between 380 390 on base percentage for the series. Slugged 545 with a 929 on base percentage, OPS. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, we've got so many good bats in the lineup. I don't think Sean Murphy is ever really going to be at the top of the order just because with all the speed we have and all the true power hitters we have. So if he's that guy that you've got to stick in the 6, 7, 8, 9 spot, if that's what he's going to produce, you can't ask for any better.
And how he's hitting right now, I'm not looking when we get 6, 7, 8. It's like, oh crap,
Yeah,
we got to get through this. No, our bottom guys have been producing. De La Cruz's bat has picked up. Sean Murphy, he showed he's here to play. He's here to rake at the plate.
Kelnick, like we mentioned earlier, getting on base.
Really, our only biggest problems are 9-hole right now.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens between Nick Allen and Arcia as the season keeps going on. Well, tonight we start our series against the Rays, and then we go to Toronto after. We've got 9 games in a row before we get a game break.
That's right.
It's going to be a grind. It's going to be.
They've just got to stay focused, keep playing like they've played the last 3 nights against the Phillies, even though they didn't get the sweep. They took the series, but even in the one loss they had, they looked good. They looked a lot better than what they did the first couple of weeks. I mean, the first couple of weeks, obviously, we all know it was almost cringing to watch because they just didn't look like they were ready to play. But, I mean, they're playing well now. I'm not worried. We've got a lot of baseball to play left the rest of the year. They're going to be fine. They just got to keep hitting the ball hard. As of right now, they are still 3rd in the league in average exit velocity. And I think that's beginning to show. I mean, they've been hitting the ball hard since opening day, even though it wasn't showing in the box scores. They've been hitting the ball hard, and that just goes to show you, if you keep hitting the ball hard, eventually it's going to find a hole. It's not going to hit a glove, and you're going to start getting runners on base. You're going to start scoring, and you're going to start winning ball games.
I tell you who hit a ball hard. Ozuna on that walk-off last night. Let me tell you, they need to go get his doppelganger out of the stands and get him to travel with the team the next 6 games.
Yeah, so if Ozuna gets hurt, we can just throw that fan in the lineup.
Oh, man. That dude was awesome last night. He had the flip-up glasses on, everything, had the sleeve. He even, and as rare as it is to get a foul ball a game, he called a foul ball last night. Yep. And then just in true Ozuna fashion, grabbed it, looked at it, and flipped it to a kid.
That's right. I mean, even though he didn't end up with the ball, he flipped it to a kid. I mean, he's caught more fly balls this year than Ozuna has. I mean, that's a pun intended, obviously, because Ozuna doesn't play the field anymore. But that's always good to see people at the ballpark having fun. And when your team's having fun and your team's playing well, it's easy to have fun. And when he gives it to a kid like that, that just makes it even better.
And, I mean, he grinded out through that 2-hour and 45-minute rain delay, too. He was committed to the bit, and I love to see it. I think he was Ozuna's good luck charm, and he's traveled with the team the next series.
But that was definitely a real big win last night to go through the rain delay, and even before the rain delay, the rain's coming down hard. It's easy to get sidetracked. It's easy to lose your focus. But, I mean, they went through the rain delay, came out, they were ready to play. Phillies were obviously also ready to play. It was a great game. They took the lead in extras. Riley comes back with a double, ties it up. No outs, man on second, and Ozuna's going to do what he's going to do. He's going to hit that ball into the stands. He's going to flap his arms, run in between first and second. He's going to do the little Euro step with Tuiasa Sopo coming around third and get the cooler dumped on him. That's a great way to end the series and to really get on a roll. They've got a lot of momentum, and they just got to keep going.
Now, just keep it rolling into the race series. We got Bryce Elder on the mound for us tonight. Hopefully he can keep it going, and hopefully we can start stringing some wins together.
Yep,
get back-to-back wins starting tonight, try to take this series and, keep the momentum going.
That's right. That's all you can do. Just win the series and keep on playing for another day.
But we'll see y'all probably after the Rays series. Maybe might put the Rays-Toronto series together, depending on how it's going. But you should be looking to hear from us sometime. If not after the Rays series, for sure after the Toronto series. But appreciate y'all listening in, and like I said, we're Chop Talk.
Appreciate it, guys.